All rise. Chief Justice of the United States.
Thank you, Gregory.
How about that Jamestown High School a cappella? We heard it all. It was terrific. Good morning. And what a morning this is. Look at this crowd. Spectacular. My name is Greg Peterson, and I am the co-founder of the Robert H. Jackson Center. This is a special day for our entire community, for it was virtually 10 years ago that we were privileged to have with us the Chief Justice of the United States, William H. Rehnquist, dedicate this Robert H. Jackson Center with a mission to preserve, promote, and advance the legacy of Justice Jackson through education, exhibitry, and events which emphasize the current relevance of Justice Jackson's ideas on individual freedom and justice. Today, we welcome Chief Justice Rehnquist's successor and his former law clerk, Chief Justice of the United States, John G. Roberts, Jr. Welcome. A little-known fact is that Chief Justice Roberts has been a long-standing and perhaps suffering Buffalo Bills fan. And I'm sure as he scans this huge crowd in this community moment of celebration, he would echo the words of Coach Marv Levy, "Where would you rather be than right here, right now?" Before I introduce Professor John Barrett, who will introduce the Chief Justice of the United States, I would like to acknowledge everyone here who has made this special Robert H. Jackson Center extraordinary, including this amazing community. It goes without saying that all of you, in many forms or fashion, have made sure that this special event, whether they're docents, individuals, participants, people who've supported us, it's an incredible moment in time. I would like to recognize Justice Robert H. Jackson's grandchildren, Tom Loftus, Melissa Jackson, and great-grandson Quentin Morgan. Also, we're privileged today to have two of former law clerks to Justice Robert Jackson with us. Phil Neal, who was his law clerk in the 1943-44 term. Phil, and E. Barrett Prettyman, Jr., right here, who was his law clerk during the 1953 and 54 term, and we welcome them to the Robert Jackson Center. Since its earliest meetings in 2001 through today, the Robert H. Jackson Center Board, volunteers, and this community have kept true to the word of our mission to advance the legacy of Justice Jackson through education and events emphasizing the current relevance of Jackson's ideas on individual freedoms and justice. From our early days, we have been taught by the surviving Nuremberg prosecutors who joined Justice Jackson in that new frontier known as the Nuremberg trial, resulting in the prosecution of individuals for crimes against humanity there. We annually reconfirm its relevance through the international humanitarian law dialogues, where all the current prosecutors from all the current tribunals join us in August. We've been educated over these past years on the relevance of Justice Jackson through the presence of Chief Justice Rehnquist, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, Eugene Gerhardt, Henry Abraham, Bud Schulberg, Bennett Bosky, and William Coleman. We've learned so much from the various hosted symposiums with law clerks for Justice Jackson, including mentioned Phil Neal, Murray Gardner, Jim Marsh, George Niebank, E. Barrett Prettyman Jr., Donald Cronson, as well as fellow judicial clerks Earl Pollack, Daniel Meter, Gordon Davidson, Abner Mikva, James Paul, Neil Rutledge, Charles Heilman, Marshall Small, pausing to analyze and discuss such monumental cases of the Supreme Court including West Virginia versus Barnett, Korematsu versus the United States, Youngstown Steel Seizure, and Brown versus Board of Education, among others, all pausing to reflect on history and its relevance in today's world. We've also been educated on that specific relevance of the rule of law from such historical figures as Linda Brown, John Doerr, the Barnett sisters, Lillian Gobitis, Fred Korematsu, James Meredith, Nicholas Katzenbach, Dorothy Cotton, and such current practitioners as Kenneth Starr, Seth Waxman, Jeffrey Stone, Paul Clement, Linda Greenhouse, Dahlia Lithwicks, Pam Carlin, Jeff Schessel, Jeff Tubin, and Harold Burson, among others. We've been thrilled to have those individuals, among others, who have come here to the Robert Jackson Center to tip their hat to Justice Jackson and his work, and also to share their collective wisdoms. But above all, we continue to learn about Justice Jackson's relevance today in many other ways, but none more so than through the writings and presentations of our next special speaker, who will honor us by introducing Chief Justice Roberts. Ladies and gentlemen, St. John's Professor of Law and Robert H. Jackson Center, Elizabeth A. Linnae Fellow, John Q. Barrett. As we draw closure to this incredible day where we've been blessed and honored by the presence of the Chief Justice of the United States, I want to pause and thank all of those who really made this day special, and especially all of the students who are here. Almost 2,000 of them who've come to learn about the judiciary from the Chief Justice of the United States, and they've prepared for this specific day, and to all of the volunteers, docents, etc. This has been a magical moment for Chautauqua County, a magical moment for Western New York, certainly a magical moment for the Robert H. Jackson Center. And I want to just thank you so much for honoring us with your presence, Mr. Chief Justice. With that, we stand adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you very much.